Well, we knew the beta was coming, and it looks like it's coming very, very soon. You may have seen a Wowhead post last night talking about the fact that the beta is now on the client. Now, of course, this is the first step of getting the beta out to us all, and this has come to no surprise to me whatsoever. Now, Wowhead's title to the post was Mist of Pandaria Classic Beta, weeks away, ? On the basis I thought it was actually going to launch last Friday, I'd say it's only days away. I genuinely think that the fact that it's now on here, it's just a matter of hours before the patch 5.5 build goes on their internal servers, and then it's all going to be data mineable. Now, back in the Cataclysm beta when this happened, it was a week or so before we actually got access to the beta, but I personally see it being a little bit quicker this time round. I've been saying for a while now that I was expecting the beta to go up last Friday or this Friday at the latest, because it ties in really well with how everything's panning out. In Dragon Soul, we've now got the 15% debuff. Most people that I talk to are starting to get a bit bored of Dragon Soul. I know it's not been out too long, but this week is still week 10 now, so 2.5 months of 8 bosses, and then another 6 weeks as it ramps up to the 30%. So by the time we actually get that fully ramped up, it's going to be about 4 months before we're actually at the full 30% debuff. Now, I don't think anyone expects to be sat in Dragon Soul with a 30% debuff too long before we see the pre-patch, so it kind of makes sense that the beta is starting ASAP. I would probably go as far as saying this weekend, but at the very latest, next week at some point. Now, I know there's been a lot of stuff going on retail with 11.5 launching. Season of Discovery's had a good few weeks now of the new Scarlet Raid, which has seen loads of nerfs and tune-in and stuff like that. And even on the Anniversary Edition, they've now had the next phase announced, which I believe is coming very soon. I don't play the Anniversary Edition, but I know we at least know when Zul'Gurub's coming. If it hasn't come already, there's no way I'm playing vanilla again. But every game version's ticking along nicely and been getting news. The one version of the game that's had absolutely nothing for a while now is Cataclysm, and that's purely because everyone's just been slogging away in Dragon Soul. Now, personally, I've really enjoyed Dragon Soul. It's the one raid in Cataclysm that I've done the least, even on private servers, because normally by the time a private server gets to the last raid, I'm already on the next fresh. So it's actually been quite fun in Dragon Soul, but I am now craving for that MoP beta. It doesn't look like I'm going to be craving too long. On the basis the beta has been sent down to some people's clients already, like I say, I don't expect it to be very far away until we're actually on the beta and playing. Now, I'd be expecting the beta to even still be running during the pre-patch, because my gut feeling tells me that when we get to the end of May and we've got the full 30% nerf in place, I would only expect 2 or 3 resets where it's at 30% before the pre-patch actually goes live. And now, on the basis the majority of the pre-patch is just going to be tested on the beta, that's probably going to be their focus. Their focus will be on level 85. When the beta first goes out, of course, we'll be going to 90 and doing everything else. But on the basis the pre-patch is just Mist of Pandaria with no access to Pandaria, the majority of what they'll need to know, they'll know pretty quickly during the beta anyway, and things that they'll be able to fix, hopefully, quicker than they did when it was the Cataclysm beta, because that was kind of a shambles. So I'm still sticking with my timeline that I predicted, and I think on the basis that the beta is now on the client, as long as we do get it pretty soon, I still think we're looking at pre-patch mid-June with launch late June, early July. I don't want to go over in this video exactly how or why I've come to that timeline, because I covered that in another video, which I'll put there, and I'll put a link in the description. You can go and check it out, but I'll break it down in a lot more detail. All I wanted to let you know was it looks like the beta is very soon, and I'm mega excited. I'm going to be streaming all of the beta over on twitch.tv/Scottejaye87 and kick.com/Scottejaye. Links in the description below. Be sure to come over and give me a follow. Now, when the beta does actually go live, there's tons of things that I want to test. I want to know if we are going to need reputation to get Valor. I want to know if the revered reputation boosts are in on the vendors from launch. I even want to know if the catch-up gear vendors are in each zone, so you can queue for the dungeons almost immediately without having to worry about buying gear from the auction house. I want to see if Jard's peculiar power source drops, which is an engineering daily to be able to make the Sky Golem. Now, to actually get this recipe to drop, it is just a world drop, and there's no materials for it that come later in the expansion or anything like that, so there is a chance that we could have it from the start. It's all these little things that I actually want to get on and test, and can't wait to just get to 90 and fly around and check them all out. If there's anything in particular that you want testing, then let me know in the comments, or as I say, come over to the stream and let me know live, and obviously if I'm not doing anything else at that moment in time, I'll be able to test it for you. And you can watch me level my monk all the way to 90, and then probably pretty much every other class as well. So cool, if you enjoyed the video, as always, be sure to like and subscribe, check out the merch shop, check out Rested XP, consider joining the channel as a member, all that rubbish you don't want to hear about, and I'll see you on the next one.